afternoon, Glenn.
Hey, how you doing, sir? My name's Logan Potter. I'm returning your phone call.
Yes, Logan, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing today?
Doing good, thanks.
So how can I help you today?
Well, I've been looking at a video that you put onto YouTube.
Okay.
Somebody put onto YouTube, but I think you're the one in the video. Does that sound familiar?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I don't know if you... it doesn't look like you contacted our office. I work for Internal Affairs. We do investigations. If someone is alleging that there was a false arrest or an improper arrest, we get to look into that.
Okay.
And so I don't know if you want to make a statement about what happened or what you want to do, but I wanted to give you that opportunity.
Okay. I have made contact with other law enforcement agencies, and they're investigating it also.
Yeah, and that's fine. You can make contact with other people. Usually we do an investigation on our own people also, and you're free to contact whoever you want to do that. Does that mean you don't want to talk about it with me, or you would like to?
What questions would you like to ask me?
In a nutshell, stuff like, why do you think it was an unlawful arrest, that kind of stuff.
I believe it was an unlawful arrest because I was clearly not interfering with anybody. I was standing in public view with a camera and recording a police interaction.
Yeah, in the video, it shows where you were standing, and it shows the officer dealing with a traffic stop. It also shows the officer talking to you. Do you remember how that went?
Absolutely.
And did the officer tell you you were okay to film?
I didn't need his permission because he's a public officer. So
yeah, I'm not saying you to give you permission, but do you remember him telling you you're okay to film?
I believe so.
Okay. Do you remember him telling you don't talk to the people that are in the car?
I remember that.
And then, do you remember how many times he told you that?
I'm sorry, one more time?
Do you remember how many times he asked you not to talk to the people in the car that he was doing the traffic stop on?
Well, initially when I when I was talking to the person the first time, he stated, I told you several times not to talk to him, which was completely false because he never even said anything to me before I even asked the question. So,
okay.
Like, how can you tell me several times if you and I haven't even made contact or we even spoke to each other? So that was clearly a lie.
Okay, and then...
And I do have a right to freedom of speech, I believe. And there's no way I was interfering. I wasn't suggesting the people in that truck to run or to fight or give them a bad time. I wasn't making any type of comments like that, and that's clearly on the video.
Yeah, I just watched the video again. There's a point in there where the officer said, you're okay to film, don't talk to these people. He says that a couple of times. And you just keep filming. And then a few minutes later, you attempt to ask questions or talk to the people in the car again, something like, do you fear for your life, or something like that is said, at which point the officer says, okay, I've told you not to talk to him, and he comes over and he takes your phone and detains you. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know if I want to debate everything that happened with you on it. I just want to know your take on what happened. We could debate a lot about whether or not you have a right to talk to somebody while a police officer is making a traffic stop on them. I don't believe that falls into freedom of speech. But it sounds like you're going to go through the process with the court on that. Is that correct?
I wish not to answer that question.
Okay, well, that's fine. you'd like us to do here in my office in internal affairs regarding this case?
Yeah, actually, can I get your name, your rank, and your ID number, please?
Yeah, Sergeant Oblad.
Okay.
That's my rank and my name.
Okay.
You've got my phone number.
Can I get your badge number?
Badge number?
Yes.
Yeah, J65.
Okay, thank you.
We're doing an investigation on this case.
Okay.
I'm the investigator on it. I don't have a ton of questions to ask you. I think most of it's on the video there, but I will ask you, besides, you know, putting you in handcuffs and putting you in a police car and having somebody take you to jail, did the officer do anything else that you feel like is out of line or out of policy?
Remember Ashdown, he had me in handcuffs at the back of the car, and he got on to his cell phone, and he made a phone call to a lady named Emily. I'm not sure if it's one of his siblings or a wife or a girlfriend or whoever, and he called me or referred me as a piece of S, and that I was trying to be a wise guy for recording a traffic stop, somewhere along that line. And I remember just the name Emily just popped up, and
I couldn't tell if you were just didn't want to say something or if your phone cut out, but you started to say what he called you. What was it that he called you?
A piece of shit.
Okay. And that was not referring to you, but talking to somebody else on the phone.
He was talking to a female on the phone named Emily. And
what was that about? Why was he talking to that person?
I don't know. I was in handcuffs. He pulled out a cell phone. He made a phone call, and a female's name, Emily. And they were just like, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Da da da." And he referred me as a piece of shit.
Okay.
And I didn't say anything back to him. I just shook my head and just kind of just chuckled at just.
Okay. Now, as far as anything else that stood out in your mind on the stop?
Well, Ashdown didn't even have the courtesy to even take me to jail himself. That was, yeah, that, in my opinion, that was kind of inappropriate, but it is what it is. And when I was being taken into jail, the officer that was actually taking me to jail told the jailers that I was being out of control or being wild or whatever, and the jailers were coming out in the parking lot or the holding gate or whatever it is, and they had like one of those restraint chairs. I wasn't being out of control. I was just sitting in the back of the cop car, and I wasn't making any comments. I wasn't spitting. I wasn't trying to fight anybody. I was just sitting in the back of the cop car, and they were claiming that I was drunk and I was being out of control, where they were going to put me in a restraint chair. I've been clean over 2 years. I'm not drinking any alcohol. I'm not doing any drugs. So
you hadn't had any alcohol to drink that night?
No, I've been clean over 2 years.
With one officer handing you off to another officer, and the second officer took you to jail, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty common. That happens when we're having a shift change. You know, like the graveyard shift's coming on, the afternoon shift is ending. That's not out of the ordinary. Just FYI, just so you know. I'm not sure why it happened then, but I can tell you that happens quite a bit when one officer's ending a shift and another officer is going to be working later. I don't know whether or not it's inappropriate
Okay.
But did you have an issue with that other I mean, besides they brought this chair out, the jailers did. Did they put you in that chair?
No. The jailers knew I wasn't being out of control, and yeah, I didn't even get thrown in the drunk tank. They just threw me or put me down in the pit.
Okay. When the officer, he gets to the gate and he talks to them so they'll open the gate of the jail. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, and yeah, they were using like the special police code. Like, I can't remember what the code was exactly, but I remember after the gate opened, we went and parked. He pulled me out of the back of the car, and 3 jailers came out with a chair, and they were telling me, "Are you gonna be cool? Are you gonna?" Like, yeah, I've been cool this whole time. I'm not out of control. Okay, well, if you get out of control, you're going in the chair. I'm like, oh, I kind of knew that.
And so, because you're compliant, they didn't put you in the chair?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, wasn't giving anybody a bad time.
Okay. Did the officers use any force on you when they're arresting you?
They just grabbed me by my arm and just slapped the handcuffs on me.
Okay. I don't know if I have any other questions for you. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, what was my blood alcohol level on that stop? Since I got charged with public intoxication too, what was my blood alcohol level? Since
did they do a test to find out your blood alcohol level?
Nope.
Did they like draw your blood, or did they have you breathe into a breathalyzer?
Nope. Ashdown is filing charges against me that didn't happen. He claimed I was drunk. I was sober.
I can't say that. I don't see anywhere in there where there's a blood alcohol result, and I don't see anywhere in his report that says there's a test done. What I see is that he says he could smell alcohol coming from your breath when you talk to him, and that's what he used to base the idea that he could smell the alcohol, and then your behavior, I guess, would be the 2 reasons why he thought you were public intox. I don't know that we need a alcohol reading to make that charge. We don't usually give a breathalyzer test unless we're arresting somebody for DUI.
Right. Yeah, I'm just curious what my blood alcohol level was since I got falsely accused of a public intox ticket.
Yeah, I can't tell you that because it doesn't look like they did a blood alcohol test.
Okay, fair enough.
What usually happens in a case like this, where someone does call in and complain, is after the investigation I send out a notification of what the results were. Because I called you and you didn't call me, I don't have you listed as a complainant right now. Do you want me to send you out information once we conclude the investigation as to what happened?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Usually we do that by mail. Is there a P.O. box you want to give me, or an address, a mailing address that I can write down so we can send the letter out to you?
Actually, all my information should be in that police report.
Well, I can verify it with you what I have, and you can just tell me if that's a good address or not.
Okay.
Will that work?
Go ahead.
Okay, just a minute. Let me roll up to the right place. The address that shows on the report is 3035 South Tower Hill Way, West Valley City 84120. Would that be a good mailing address?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. Well, I will put that down. You've got my phone number there. If you have any other questions or concerns, go ahead and give me a call.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.